If you plow a long driveway the wrong way, every storm makes the next one harder. After 25 winters, these 6 habits are what keep my driveway getting easier, not worse. Tip number 1, I like to plow the center of the driveway first. Now, even though our plow is wide enough on the John Deere tractor that I could do 2 swaths and be wide enough for a car to drive down the driveway, I still do the center section with the plow straight on first. And then as I approach a turn or other sections of the driveway, I can angle the plow to direct the snow in the direction I want to meet the other tips we're going to talk about later on in this video. But step 1, plow that center section first. I see a lot of people plowing the outside edge first and then working their way across. I found doing the center first makes the most sense for me. Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. In today's video, we're going to go over 6 tips that make plowing our long quarter-mile gravel driveway easier and not worse with each snow. Plowing the center of the driveway first gives me blade angle control on turns, 1 pass efficiency right down the center, and there's no re-plowing the same snow on the center of the driveway. If you don't do this tip first, every other tip is harder from this point forward. As we plow away from the house, you can see that the snow would be going closer and closer towards the end of our driveway. Which brings us to tip number 2. Tip number 2, stop stacking the snow out at the end of the roadway. Now, it gets really easy when you're plowing your driveway to end up here at the end of the roadway, and this is actually where the most snow is anyway, because the highway department has cleared off the road and stacked that snow at the end of your driveway. So it becomes really easy to use the tractor or the 4-wheeler and the snow plow and really stack that snow up here at the end because you're getting it from multiple places, and this is where it all ends up. The problem with that is it affects visibility. So imagine I'm here at the end of my driveway getting to pull out onto the end of the road, and I used to make this mistake. I used to stack the snow out here 6-7 feet high with the blade, and then it makes it impossible to see what's coming down the road when you're going to pull out in your vehicle. Since the highway plow already creates a wall, stacking snow here at the end of the driveway adds danger when you're pulling out, and it creates spring ice blocks that are impossible to move in the springtime. So you can see I've got a little bit of a pile here, but not much. I try to drop the snow along the way, along the sides of the driveway, so I'm not worried about the big, huge pile out here at the end by the roadway. This next tip is about thinking about where the snow is going to melt, and that'll help you determine where to pile it. I'm here in the driveway, and you can see there's the high side and the low side of the driveway. So if I stack snow here on the high side of the driveway, it's got to melt and run across the driveway. It makes more sense to stack my snow over here on the low side of the driveway so that when it melts, it's not running back across the driveway. This turnaround section is a great example of a lesson I've learned most recently in the last few years. So over this shoulder is the high side of the turnaround. I used to always plow and put my big stacks over here. But then all spring long, that water would be melting and flowing across high to low here in front of the big building, causing icy spots and just a mess. So this winter, I started my stack here on the low side. This is so much smarter. This is already going to go downhill into the woods. Keeps all that water from running across this whole turnaround before it gets to the low side. So we get smarter over time as we plow our own property, and these are things you'll learn with your property also. The best places to stack the snow and the best processes to use when clearing your driveway. These are just some of the things I've learned over the last 25 years of clearing our quarter-mile driveway. I also used to start here at the building and plow straight out and put my big piles over here on this side of the driveway. That also created snow that had to melt and move across the driveway. Now in this case, it was melting here into where I've got a French drain. You can see the gravel there. A French drain down here to a grate, a storm drain that then goes underneath the driveway. But still, that was unnecessary to have that snow melt clear up here, run down through the French drains, go underneath the driveway in my 8-inch culvert pipe, whereas it made better sense to stack that snow here already on the low side of the driveway. Tip number 4 is relief pockets, and you can kind of see a couple behind me. As I'm plowing the driveway, I create little inlets that I call relief pockets. And this is where future snow can go, because otherwise your driveway gets more and more narrow when you plow. The more snow events you have, the more narrow your driveway gets, unless you create these relief pockets. The relief pockets are open spots where future snow can go in as I'm plowing. That keeps me from making the driveway more and more narrow. It gives that little bit of a buffer, a little bit of a space for snow to fill into in the future. Now, if you get 8, 9, 10 snow events in a row, you're probably going to run out of the space you created with those relief pockets. But at least for the first several snows, you've kept your driveway from getting more narrow with each snowfall. As we come across the turn here, you can see right there is one of my relief pockets, and I've got those at the angle of the plow the whole way down the driveway. This is because snow needs somewhere to go later on when I'm plowing the next time. Otherwise, the driveway shrinks with every storm. You can see I've got another one down here, and even on the opposite side of the driveway here, you can see it's the other angle because I'd be plowing with the snow plow there, and that gives the snow somewhere to fall into in that relief pocket. And I just use the edge of the plow blade at an angle, just like I was kind of driving off the side of the driveway, to create that relief pocket. Tip number 5, in the first few snows of the year, let yourself form a base. That means you're not scraping clear down to the gravel, or in this section of the driveway we've got tar and chip. We're not going clear down to that tar and chip. First of all, you don't want to move all that gravel to the side or catch it with the blade and create some damage. But second of all, you want there to be a little bit of a base for future plow events to be much easier. Once there's a solid base, you can run that plow all the way down onto that base and clear the driveway much easier than when you're grabbing the gravel. So I leave about 1 inch, maybe 2 inches on the first several plows of the year so that that packs down. Yes, it does become a little bit slippery and sometimes even icy, but it makes plowing for future snowfall much, much easier. Now, between the last snowfall and the most recent, the driveway was back to gravel. So you can see I've left some snow here in the driveway. That's about 1 inch, in some spots maybe 2 inches. And it's gonna pack down, and that'll be future base that prevents me from dragging the gravel out in the future. I can adjust my blade height on my plow so that I'm not digging down into the gravel and leaving that 1 to 2 inches of space to create my pack for the future. Tip number 6, keep that gravel in the driveway. When I'm plowing, I only go to the edge of where the gravel already exists. I don't try to plow beyond the width of the driveway. And the reason for this is some gravel inevitably catches within the snow. And when it melts, you don't want all that gravel in your yard to have to rake out in the springtime. If you keep your driveway plowed just to the width of the driveway and not beyond the width of the driveway, when the snow melts, that gravel will end up on the edges of your driveway. Very easy to use the back blade and pull it back where you need it to go if you need to do that. But much easier for sure than raking the entire length of the quarter-mile driveway where you've pushed all the gravel into the yard. A couple other things I wanted to make note of here in the video. I do prefer a snow plow to a snow blower. I have plowed this driveway for the last 25 years using a variety of different methods. I've had the snow plow on the four-wheeler, the snow plow on the tractor, the back blade on the tractor, and a snow blower on our Gravely 8163B rider tractor. Now that Gravely snow blower has a ton of power and it did pretty good at moving heavy snow. The problem is it also caught a lot of gravel. And I'd come out in the springtime and I'd have gravel 30 feet from my driveway because that's where it threw. Now if you've got a gravel driveway like we do, in my experience, while a snowblower does move the snow far away from the driveway, it also moves a lot of that rock far away from the driveway. So my preference in a gravel driveway is a snow plow. Another note I wanted to mention here is the sidewalk. For the last several years, I have used our handheld steel leaf blower to blow off the sidewalk. I'll come out here every couple hours during a lake effect snow event and blow the fresh inch or two of snow off of the sidewalk. That keeps me from having to shovel it when it's a lot heavier, thicker snow by keeping ahead of it. And blowing the whole sidewalk off takes 5 to 10 minutes, where shoveling the sidewalk would take a half an hour or so. So just a tip there, I made a video about this last year. I'll put the link up above. Using the leaf blower on the sidewalk, genius. And the final note is getting the snow away from the garage and the pole building. I use the blade pulling backwards. So I pulled the blade up close to the garage door or the open space and pull backwards to drag it away from the building. I used to move a vehicle, back the tractor into the building and plow out. But with the slope of our driveway, what I was doing was catching a lot of rock when I came out of the garage. And I was actually making a divot in front of the garage. So it works much better for me to pull the tractor forward, up to the garage, drop the plow, and pull it backwards away from the garage doors. Once I get it pulled away to the distance where I can get the plow in front of it, then I'll plow it out away from the garage. But that first 10 feet or so works best for me to drag it backwards away from the doors. Now, earlier in this video, I mentioned my preference for the snow plow over the snow blower when it comes to the driveway, but there are times when a snow blower is super helpful, and that's why we have our Toro snow blower. At the end of the driveway, after an overnight snow event, if the snow plow from the highway department has made 2 feet or 3 feet of snow down by the mailbox, that's hard to clear out from the roadway with traffic coming and that big pile of snow. So I'll use the snow blower to clear that snow, throw it into the woods 30 or 40 feet away, and that saves me some time with the plow at the end of the driveway. I also, as I have mentioned in the previous videos about the snow blower, I use it here in front of the house and at the edge of the sidewalk. So if the steel leaf blower has made a pretty good pile by the edge of the sidewalk, I'll use the snow blower here along the edge of the sidewalk to throw that snow further in the yard. And as I've mentioned in the past, I also make some paths for Olive to walk through the yard to do her business in the wintertime. Once the snow gets to be a foot or so, she doesn't like to have to high step it the whole way through the yard to go do her business. Thanks for watching. I hope you found my 25 years of learning these 6 tips helpful, and hopefully they'll help you when you clear your driveway the next time. If you deal with long driveways, equipment, and property work every year, this channel is about doing it once and doing it right. Even after 25 years, I'm still learning. So if you guys have comments, things that would make it smarter or a better system for me to plow our long driveway, leave those comments down below. And if you have other tips or tricks for snow removal, leave those in the comments and people will find them helpful in the future. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you again the next time.